Hello everyone. So today I'm going to be going over how I installed my KL rock sliders from Rocky Road Outfitters. As you can see, I have them on the driver's side and the passenger side. If we come over here, they are universal for every single Cherokee. As far as I know, from Rocky Road Outfitters. These are the KL Super Sliders. They have 3 different versions. I bought, I guess you can say, the middle tier one. I did buy them used. Found them on Facebook Marketplace. Some guy was selling his Cherokee. Found them used, got them for around $400. Really good condition, as you can see. They're just a little dirty right now from the weather we've been having, but no problems with them. And I'm just gonna go over real quick how I installed it, the tools I used, and yeah, I'll get right into that. First thing I'll go over is the nutsert tool. So you will have to install nutserts into the sheet metal on the top behind the doors. I'll show you guys that in a little bit. Just to make my life easier, I bought a nutsert tool off Amazon for around $60. I'll link that in the description. And you basically just use the 5/16 size, because that's what the size the nutserts are going to be. I'll also link nutserts, the ones I used. You use a 5/16 nutserts, and then you just use the tool. You can also do it manually. You can just look it up online. There's a way with a ratchet and stuff like that to use. And then you also will have to drill out the sheet metal holes. So when you pull off your lower trim, there will be these clamps in these holes. So as you can see, these holes right here, there will be these clamps in these holes, and you'll use a pry bar and you'll pry off the lower trim piece. So this here is the trim. There's a lower trim piece that comes down and covers all that up. So when you look at your car from far away, you know, it doesn't just have this weird gap where you can see the pinch weld. My lower trim pieces are in there, but I just basically pulled all that off. There's 2 screws to take that off. There's 2 right here in the back, but mine weren't there because of the modifications I've done with my wheels. And then there's usually a screw for the lower trim piece to pull off right here. You just unscrew it and it comes off. And then after that, you can just pry and basically just force it off. As you can see, these holes are much bigger than the bolts you're going to use for this. These bolts are stainless steel 5/16. As you can see, to drill out these holes, I used a 5/16 just DeWalt drill bit. That's what the tip looks like. I got this from Walmart. You basically just line it up and then you just drill it in. You will have some issues where the metal, since this is very flimsy, will bend up. So you're going to need a, a Dremel, just to kind of Dremel back some of the extra metal shards that will be like popping out. That way it's a flush fit with the nutsert. And there will be some holes when you're drilling that the nutsert, you'll go through the first layer of sheet metal and there'll actually be a second layer of sheet metal. So you're just going to want to keep going. Once you're through the first hole, you want to just keep going into the next one and just get through both. That way your bolt and your nutsert can fit in there. Next, you're going to have to drill into your pinch weld. Biggest pain in the ass ever. I ended up using a 1/4 diamond headed drill bit from Bosch. That's the best one I've found. That's the only one I actually found that works. You'll need 2 of these because you'll completely burn through it. As you can see, it is completely gone. Focus. But it is completely just been destroyed. It's 1/4, and as you can see, they drill into your pinch weld. So how the rock sliders work is your slider will come up along with your pinch weld, and then you're gonna have to mark the holes and then just spend time drilling. It took us at least, I think, an hour on each side just to get all these holes. So you're gonna drill through, and then the bolts, you'll have you have a bolt, a washer, another washer, and then a bolt. So screw, washer, bolt. And then you have to just make sure you mark all the holes evenly, drill through the pinch weld. Some of them are thicker than others, and then this should just line up nice and smooth like that. And then for this here, use the nutsert tool. So basically, as you can tell, like, these holes are not threaded. So you buy nutserts. They're just little things. You drill out the hole, you just push them into the hole. You grab this and you screw it in, You screw it onto the nut cert and you put it in there, and you have these arms open, and then you close them as hard as you can. Not to the point where you're going to bend the sheet metal in the wrong way, but just hard enough so it will go in. Because basically how it works is it'll sit in there, but you can just pull it in and out. When you use the tool and you close it, it will expand it, so it will kind of lock itself into place. That way, you know, it won't go anywhere. And then after that, you simply just screw in your bolts. You can hand tighten and then just use a ratchet and then just get all your bolts in. And then once you get those bolts in down there, that's pretty much it. It does take a while. It's not the simplest thing in the world. And I mean, like, you know, it's not going anywhere. Just be aware that this is sheet metal, not very strong. So when you're installing, if you just let it rest on there, it will probably just rip your nut certs and rip your sheet metal right out. Because these are about, I think, 85 or 75 pounds each on each side. So just make sure you're aware of that when you install. Just make sure you have the right equipment. And like I said, I bought all of my stuff used. So I actually had to personally go out and get the hardware myself. Obviously, when you buy it from Rocky Road, they'll send you the nut certs. They'll send you the instructions. They'll send you the bolts, everything you need, so you can just follow the instructions. But if you ever buy one of these used or don't know what to do or get stuck somewhere, you know, you can go ahead and you can DM me on Instagram at blackhawk.kl. I'll be more than glad to help. Or you can just look at this video and just remember, nut certs, you can use the tool or a ratchet. Just look up the ratchet way online if you're curious. Do that, screw them in, thread them in. And then for the sliders on the bottom, you know, you just got to spend time using that 1/4 Bosch drill bit. Just drill through every hole, and then bolt, washer, bolt, washer, bolt. My bad. Screw, washer, washer, bolt. And remember, you will need 2 of these. I'll link these down in the description below. They're not that expensive, and this is the only drill bit I found to actually work. For whatever reason, the Bosch ones worked. I used D-Well. I got other 1/4 drill bits. None of them would go through. So just make sure you get this drill bit. And yeah, so if anybody has any questions, please feel free to DM me, like I said, at blackhawk.kl, or just do some research online. Trust me, this took me a while to figure out because, you know, I had no instructions or anything. Not a lot of people knew what to do. So yeah, I hope you all have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.